Hi, my name is Christian Perez. My documentary is going to focus on the League of United Latin Citizen Americans. This Chicago based organization focuses on helping undocumented parents assign papers and avoid being removed from the U.S. or by ICE. This topic is important because as a U.S. citizen in Chicago, some of my family members are undocumented parents and they are struggling to sign these papers in order to stay in the U.S. This is connected to our U.S. course because immigration is still a debatable topic, and there are two sides where people agree or disagree when it comes to immigrants migrating to the U.S. and how other undocumented parents can join the LUAC and be helped to sign papers in order to stay in the U.S. Have you known anyone who has been arrested by ICE?
Yes, my brother's tenant was arrested by ICE while he was working as a gardener.
Has the LULC helped anyone you have known to avoid deportation by with a legal assistant so they can remain in the U.S.?
Yes, my friend Michelle was facing deportation by LULAC, and they were helping her with free legal defense. And even though she was here legally, she was entitled to the same legal rights.
Has anyone you know have seek legal advice to avoid deportation?
Yes, my friend Maria, who has 2 children with Lowe's syndrome, has been seeking legal advice to see if she might be able to legal her status so she can give a better life to her special needs children who are born in the U.S.
How LULAC help?
LULAC has helped by giving me free legal advice and representation at court for people that give in need.
Do you know what to do if ICE come after you?
Yes, I have the right not to say anything until I seek legal advice.
You know anyone who benefited from the 1965 law on Immigration and Nationality Act?
Yes, my dad worked in the U.S. farmers with a special permit after the law. We moved to California with all the family.
Have you known anyone who was mistreated by ICE?
Yes, I have friends personally that were physically abused and verbally abused by ICE.
Are you happy to stay in the U.S.?
Yes, but no, I miss my land of Mexico, but life was very hard there, and that's why I chose to remain in the U.S. because I can have a better quality of life here.
Do you think the Immigration and Nationality Act in 1965 helped to obtain equal rights?
Yes, people were treated fairly and they were paid fair wages.
Do you know anyone who is involved in any of those programs?
However, I hope that those students in DACA can stay legal in this country because they were not aware of breaking any laws since they came here as children. I hope they give them legal status and that they can help the country as they might be good teachers, doctors, lawyers, or engineers in the near future.
Thank you.
It was a great pleasure. Thank you.
The undocumented parents are being arrested for signing the wrong papers, which they get arrested by ICE, and they need help to sign the right papers to stay in the U.S. And there's a law that allows those policies. According to the www.ice.gov, ICE conducted 174,923 removals of individuals unprohibited at or near the border or ports of the entry. According to the LUAC immigration programs, www.luac does not provide lawful immigration status on November 20, 2014. Immigration policies were passed by Congress known as the Immigration Neutralizing Acts, which will reunite families and attract labor in the United States. According to the www.history.com, immigration since 1965, as in the past, family reunification was a major goal, and a new immigration policy will allow entire families to uproot themselves from other countries and reestablish their lives in the U.S. I will focus on the topic of immigration, how people have been signing the wrong papers in the U.S., and there are ways to sign the right papers from programs. But I will talk about history behind immigration and neutralizing act, and as well who is ICE. According to www.history.com, the act provides for preferences to be made according to categories such as relevance of U.S. citizens or permanent residents, those with skills would deem useful in the United States, or refuge of violence or unrest. How to, according to prepare yourself from immigration raid, www.informimmigrating.com says to remain silent or tell the ICE agent that you want to remain silent. If you decide to speak, do not lie. According to the ICE government history, www.ice.gov, a little more than 10 years ago, U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement, ICE, was established as one of the 3 Department of Homeland Security agencies charged with administering the nation immigration system. According to the immigration programs, www.lusc.org, USCIS will establish a program similar to DACA, but called DAPA, under which undocumented parents of U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents, LPRs, who meet certain strongest criteria, will be able to request 3 years of deferred action, workers' organization, upon completion of the background check and approval of a U.S. instructor. According to the immigration programs, www.luac.org, it does not provide lawful immigration status or a path to a green card or citizenship. According to the immigration programs, www.luac, it does not extend to any family members of the person granted deferred action. I'll be talking about the research that has a correlation with the interview. That undocumented parents of U.S. citizens to meet strongest criteria, and they will be requesting 3 years for their workers' organization and their background check. If the immigrant has a bad background, they will be sent back to their country, even though they had a job, and they will be removed by ICE. Has anyone have seek advice to avoid deportation? Yes, my friend Maria, who has 2 children with Lou syndrome, have been seeking legal advice to see if she might be able to legal her status, or she can give a better life to her special needs children who were born in the U.S. According to the www.ice.gov, according to the immigration program, www.lec.org, USCIS will establish a program similar to DACA, but called DAPA, under which the undocumented parents of a U.S. citizen, lawful permanent residents, LPRs, who meet certain strongest criteria and will be able to request 3 years of deferred action and workers' organization and a background check and approval of the USCIS. They passed a law in 1965 about immigration policy known as the Immigration Neutralization Act, in which will reunite families and attract labor in the United States. This law connects to the media shows that policies were already made before immigrants coming to the U.S. and what are the benefits after Immigration and Neutralization Act. You know anyone who have been benefiting from the 1965 law on Immigration National Act? Yes, my dad worked in the U.S. Farmers with a special permit. After the law, we moved to California with all the family. According to www.history.com, immigration since 1965, the economic recession that hit the country in the early 1990s was accompanied by a resurgence of anti-immigrant feeling, including among lower-income Americans competing for jobs with immigration willing to work for lower wages. Programs who have helped undocumented parents to sign papers to be residents of the United States. There is programs today to help people who are undocumented immigrants and help them illegally. Has the LCU help anyone you have known to avoid deportation with a legal citizen so they can remain in the U.S.? Yes, my friend Michelle was facing deportation, and the LUC helped her with a legal advice. Even though she was here illegal, she was in a title and the legal rights. Do immigrants like stay in the U.S.? Do you know anyone who is involved in programs? Immigrants come to the U.S. to stay away from criminals, terrorists from their countries. Are you happy to stay in the U.S. illegally? Yes, I miss my family, my land of Mexico, but life very hard, and that's why I choose to remain in the U.S. and have a better quality of life. This topic is about the LEC helping undocumented parents by helping them to sign the right papers and avoid themselves from being removed by ICE. Since they have the rights to remove immigrants from home, this program helps avoid from this happening. There are programs to help undocumented parents. According to the immigration raids, www.inform immigrants, stay calm and do not run away. According to the immigration raid, www.inform, do not sign any documents or answer questions without your lawyer present. The immigration program is known as an administrative leave, also known as the LUSC, and they're used to help document parents to sign papers, and there are requirements to get help by the administrative relief. According to the immigration programs, WW have constantly resided in the United States since before January 1, 2010. According to the immigration programs, www.LUC have a U.S. citizen or LPR child as November 20, 2014. According to the immigration programs, www.luc.org, it does not provide lawful immigration status or a path to a green card or citizenship. According to the immigration program, WWLUC have no lawful immigration status on November 20, 2014.